G'day there guys, Marky here, and welcome back to another episode of r/Am I the Arsehole? Let's go. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to go to my 26 female, sister's 29 female wedding because of my insomnia? My sister, let's call her Hannah, isn't speaking to me right now because I RSVP'd no to her wedding in January. My mum wants me to change my RSVP, but honestly, the wedding isn't going to be possible for me to attend, and based on how my sister is acting, I don't want to go anymore. Ever since I hit puberty, I've had really bad insomnia. I usually go to bed at around 6 to 7 a.m. and wake up at around 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. I've tried to change my sleep style, and I just can't. It's like dealing with international jet lag. Hannah knows this, but always forgets, and tries to wake me up for family things whenever she visits home, and I have to lock my bedroom door and really work to keep her out. When I got the invitation for Hannah's wedding, I was super excited for her, because she has always wanted a big wedding, and it looks like she's going to get it. And that might not be what I want or would want, but she does, and that is exciting. And I can acknowledge that. But then I saw the timeline, and there's a wedding brunch at 10 a.m., the ceremony is at noon, and then there's an afternoon party. I asked Hannah if I could just come to the afternoon party, since I'll be sleeping at 10 a.m., and she got furious and started yelling over the phone about how since I'm her sister, I need to be there for the ceremony. I laughed and told her there was no way that I could be there on time, because it basically would be like trying to get someone on a 9 to 5 work schedule to attend an event at 2 a.m. I probably shouldn't have laughed, but it just felt so ridiculous. If she wanted me to be there for the whole thing, she needed to plan for a time when I could actually attend. I work a full-time job as a freelancer, just not normal hours because of my insomnia, so it really bugs me when people act like my time is worth less than theirs. But now wedding preparations are happening at the house. The brunch is going to be there, and my mum is really upset with me for not coming to the wedding. She wants me to apologize to Hannah and be one of her bridesmaids. Hannah isn't speaking to me at all, but she is speaking to our mum. So maybe that's what she wants also, but I just feel like she owes me the apology, not the other way around. But I might be wrong because this is the first big fancy wedding in our family, and maybe I need to suck it up because it's a tradition to have a morning breakfast or something. Am I the arsehole? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the arsehole. I told my sister I couldn't go to her wedding because of my insomnia. That might make me the arsehole if I'm supposed to go anyway as her sister. I'm gonna go with yes, you're the arsehole for this one. If anything, just go and be half awake throughout the entire ceremony and day. Go and find somewhere to nap intermittently. Take medication to help out with your insomnia. Find solutions around this. Don't just ditch the wedding because you don't want to find a workaround. That doesn't seem very nice of you, OP. Treat others how you want to be treated. Would you like your sister to just not come to any big events that you place lots of value in because, it doesn't work for my schedule, rearrange it or I'm not coming? That, to me, is arsehole behavior, and I think you are one, so you're the arsehole. In the comments, you're the arsehole for expecting events to be planned around you, for laughing, and for not caring enough about her wedding to consider talking to a doctor for help. If this happened in puberty, how did you attend high school? This sounds like a crappy issue to have, but you still have to adjust to normal life, especially for important occasions like this. Also, if my sister invited me to her 2 a.m. wedding, like in OP's comparison, I would be there. I don't even like my sister, but I would absolutely still be at her wedding even if she had it at 2 a.m. I had a good friend get married on a mountain at dawn, and I got up and dressed at 3 a.m. Sometimes we go to events outside of our normal schedule, and we use caffeine to make up for it. Info: if you're sleeping a regular schedule of 6 a.m. to 1 p.m., of 7 to 8 hours, then that doesn't sound like insomnia. It sounds like you just have your sleep schedule off. Have you talked to a doctor about this? Do you have a diagnosis? I have insomnia, but I also have similar to this as a part of some chronic illnesses I have, and it's called delayed sleep phase disorder, or a reversed sleep pattern. It sucks, and you either get to miss out on things that happen while you're asleep, or you sacrifice your sleep to attend. For what it's worth, I do the latter for important family functions like weddings, etc., and the former for if it's just a few family members visiting us for the day, and I join them when I wake. My family supports me in this, by the way. Obviously, I don't expect my family to put their lives on hold just because of me, but my immediate family do try to arrange things they want me to attend at a time and location that I can manage. But some things just aren't possible to arrange at times that suit my stupid, disordered sleep pattern. Like weddings, funerals, christenings, etc., which event times often are dictated by the venue, the person conducting the marriage and ceremony, tradition, etc. OP isn't wrong per se to just want to attend the afternoon event, but obviously it doesn't view her sister as worth sacrificing several hours sleep for, as I would, especially as it's not a regular occurrence, it's just one day's sleep. Unless OP has a chronic illness also, and that one day would affect her negatively for days and weeks and cause her to miss work. For me, the compromise here would be to miss the 10 a.m. wedding breakfast and get up in time to attend the actual wedding ceremony and following celebrations. Back up to the post, we have an edit. Okay, that was universal, am I the asshole? I will apologize to Hannah and ask if I can still attend the wedding. I think it's probably best if I'm not a bridesmaid, but I can still put on a dress and show up even if I'm tired. Thank you to everyone that sent in medical tips. I'm realizing that I need to get a second opinion that isn't our family doctor, because she's actually kind of dismissive about my sleep issues, and I used to like that because she made my mum calm down and she supported me with a doctor's note for online high school. But some of you mentioned high blood pressure and delayed sleep phase disorder, and I want to talk to someone who is at least willing to investigate that with me. Edit 2, sorry, I meant I am the asshole is universal, and I get it. Edit 3/update, I sat down and talked with my mum about the situation with Hannah, and it was rough, but I think that she understands a little better now where I was coming from and is going to help me find a sleep specialist to go to. I asked her if she thought that I should call Hannah directly or if she should talk to her first, and she said that I should do it. So I tried calling, but she didn't pick up. So I sent her an apology text. No response yet, but I said sorry for laughing and for acting self-centered, and that if she would still have me at the wedding, I would be happy to attend, but that I probably shouldn't be a bridesmaid. But I could do other things at the wedding like pass out stuff, and that I just want to make sure that she has a good time. I don't know if she'll forgive me, but I do feel better now that I'm trying. I've also been watching a lot of videos on sleep rhythm disorders, and a lot of symptoms in my life make more sense now, so seriously, a big thank you to everyone who gave me tips and ideas for what to search and what to ask my new sleep doctor once I find one with my mum. And now, on to the update. First off, it was a big eye-opener to see that so many people thought that I was the asshole, and after reading your comments, I agree with you. I guess I've been living a kind of sheltered life, and I wasn't thinking about the wedding the way that I should have. I was kind of viewing it as a big party, more like a birthday party, more than a once-in-a-lifetime event, and that was a mistake. Hannah asked me if I could get a coffee with her outside of the house, and I was a little bit surprised that she wanted to meet that way, but I obviously said yes. I was getting a little worried that she wasn't going to respond at all. But I think that was the best decision ever, because Hannah and I had a great conversation. It was kind of intense, but I think really necessary, about some stuff that happened when we were kids and our relationship with our mum. I won't go into all of it here, but TLDR, Hannah apologized for trying to wake me up whenever she visited, I apologized for laughing about her wedding, and we both agreed that I need to A, talk to more doctors, and B, move out of our mother's house. We grew up pretty sheltered, and I hadn't realized how much it was impacting my mood and energy until Hannah started talking about what she experienced when she moved out and went to college. She left home pretty early, at 16, so we really didn't know each other as adults much at all. Hannah told me that when she first moved out, everything got easier with our mother, and she started going to therapy and got really into fitness and nutrition, and she realized that she felt a lot better with less contact with our family, but she got really worried about me being left home, and wanted to check up on me and encourage me to move out too, but didn't know how to communicate that, particularly since I was always sleeping when she was over. I have some money saved from freelancing and saving on rent, so I'm going to think about different places to move to. My job can be done from anywhere, so now that I'm thinking about moving out, it feels weird that I was so stuck in my high school routine that I didn't even consider any other options. My sleeping schedule is still super screwed up, but Hannah has a friend who is a nutritionist that is willing to do a consult with me over Zoom, so that's something that I'm going to do next week. I called my family doctor and asked for referrals, but the only available appointment slot is like 2 months out, and I'm not sure if I'll even be in the state at that point. So I didn't book it yet, but I'm definitely going to try and get a medical team once I know what my plans are. Thanks again to everyone, particularly everyone who messaged me directly with advice. In the comments, I am so glad that your relationship with your sister is improving. Remember, nutrition can do a lot, but also in a bad way. Make sure you go to a specialist before you start changing everything about your food. I'm glad that you'll be able to see the doctor. I was shocked when you said your doctor didn't think that it was a big deal, and even that you didn't think that it was a big deal when it impacts everything in your life in an obvious way. Good luck with the doctors. Echoing many others, maybe a registered dietitian could help you, but you need a real doctor that can give you specialized care regarding sleep. Not some WebMD nutritionist that's going to claim they can fix your life by minimizing your seed oil intake and buying a bottle of valerian extract. Book an appointment with a real doctor. And OP replies, "Hi, I'm definitely going to book with other specialists. The nutritionist is just one part of the medical team that I hope to put together. I just mentioned her explicitly since I already have that appointment scheduled, and I think that it's nice that my sister helped me connect with her friend. I hope that she manages to figure out what's going on. Also, the sister seems to imply that there are some issues surrounding the mom. I'm wondering about the sheltered atmosphere that she grew up in and how that affects sleep. On a snarkier note, how sheltered can she be that she doesn't realize a wedding is not an everyday occurrence? I'll see your snarky note and raise you my baseless theory that mum has something to do with how sheltered OP is. I used to work OP's hours, and it's hard to not feel like you're on the outside looking in on life when your schedule is the opposite of everyone else's. It strikes me as a bit odd that her mum, or dad if he's relevant, didn't push for a sleep specialist ages ago, assuming it wouldn't be cost prohibitive, but honestly, even maybe, if so. Not that people have to keep certain hours to be happy or successful, but dang, you gotta be able to do things like attend appointments and life events, which generally happen in daylight. You'd think that her parents would push for that since it affected her schooling. OP notes that the family doctor would shut the mum down anytime she wanted to deal with the insomnia. As a kid, OP liked it. As an adult, she realizes the doctor did not take her seriously. Yeah, I get the feeling that the family doc probably chalked it up to just teenage things, which, okay, but at some point it becomes a problem. Our next post is titled, "One of my close friends proposed to me." I'm 18 male and my close friend is 19 female. So I've been working in a fast food restaurant for almost 2 years now, and I've developed a close relationship with one of my managers. We've progressively gotten closer. We've spent a lot of time inside and outside of work together. We even went on a trip out of state with each other and some friends, and all of our friends said that we give off couple vibes. Needless to say, we both like each other. But this morning, after I clocked out, she said that she needed to talk to me in private. No big deal, right? So she pulls me into the manager's office, and she starts telling me that she has feelings for me and has had feelings for me for quite some time. I said that my feelings were likewise. And in that moment, I thought she was going to ask for a relationship. But instead, she gets on one knee, takes out this super nice engagement ring, and proposed for marriage. I'm feeling pretty blown away at this point. I asked why she wants to skip straight to engagement, and she answers that she doesn't really believe in courtship as it relates to dating. Obviously, I like her and all, but I don't think either of us are in a position to make marriage happen anytime soon. So I'd say that I'd get back to her with my answer. So here I am now. I really like her, and I feel like we'd be a fantastic couple, but I'm not even close to thinking about marriage or any kind of engagement. It's jarring. I'm super confused right now, and I'd appreciate any kind of advice on this situation. In the comments, it seems like she missed a dozen or so steps. Tell her that you're flattered and would like to date, but marriage at this point is a no. Oh, that's weird. Okay, she has a power imbalance as your manager, and that does worry me. Second, you're quite right that there is a big difference between working well together and wanting to commit the rest of your life. Third, ask yourself if she may have an ulterior motive in wanting to marry so precipitously. Is she maybe pregnant? Does she need her green card? Is she just desperate to get out of her parents' house? Tell her that as of this moment, no, you couldn't commit to that. If she doesn't believe in courtship, then she can go ask every Tom, Dick, and Harry if they'll marry her. There is a great deal of value in taking your time to get to know each other better. Divorces are hard, painful, and expensive. I don't even think I would date her, given that this is a workplace romance and it could go bad on you. Good luck. I wouldn't say that a relationship is off the table. You guys are really young though, and sometimes your age group makes rash decisions. Nevertheless though, marriage is so far off the table that it's eating at the kids' table in the other room. That is asinine to the most truest definition of it. There are so many steps before this that are paramount to building towards a commitment like marriage. Also, you're really, really young, and marriage should be the last thing on your mind. Maybe sit down with her and let her explain in greater detail why she would jump to marriage. See if you can find a middle ground of understanding why dating is an important step. If she can understand that, then that's a good sign in a person if she can be understanding without being resentful. However, her proposing is a bit alarming considering that she doesn't know you. And OP replies, "That is all very true. I plan on asking her to come over to dinner tonight so that I can get the full reason as to why she wanted to propose. I would be more than happy to maybe date her, yeah, but I don't think that marriage is anything realistic right now, considering we're still just friends. It's way too much commitment for someone that I don't fully know yet. I will update you and everyone else later on how dinner goes. Thanks for your advice, man." And now, on to the update. So later that same day when she proposed, I shot her a text inviting her over for dinner so that we can have a talk. She of course agrees and comes over later that day. So we discuss why she proposed over some Red Lobster takeout, and she basically said that her family, mainly her mother, never dated anyone. They had all skipped to proposal because of religious reasons. I don't know what religion though, because I never bothered to ask. So I said that I would love to maybe date, but marriage is far off the table. Neither of us have the resources to make anything like that happen, and again, we were just close friends, so it would be jarring to skip such an intimate level. So in the end, I said the only way we'd be able to court is if we started dating. So she wastes no time and straight up cuts me off and asks me out. And you know, of course I said yes. So of course, sappy love ensues, crying tears of joy, hugs, kisses, you know lol. And she said that she's willing to keep an open mind regardless of what her family thinks. It's been a few days and things are going pretty well. However, she hasn't told her family yet. So I'll come back with another update when she tells her family. Thank you to all who helped me on the last post, and thank you for reading this one. In the comments, nice common sense approach. It would be wise to understand her religious issues because they will be your obstacles if you date her long term. Decide if they're manageable. And OP replies, "That's true. From what I understand, she's not as religious as her family, but if I want to be anywhere near them, then I need to understand why they think the way they do." But she still thought proposing to you was a normal thing to do? This is weird. A high-control religion that favors either betrothal or arranged marriages usually requires paternal involvement, particularly the father being involved in arranging things on behalf of his daughter. How much is her family involved in her life? Well, it could be some matriarchal thing, or father told her that the next time he sees her, she better have a fiancé or he would find her one. Weird beginning. I'm glad the OP had the sense not to agree to it. Dating makes a lot more sense. I kind of feel like he should ask more questions. Like, her family is evidently pretty religious, so having more of an idea about that could prepare him for the inevitable friction to come. The silver lining here is that at least he's going to find out via dating instead of at the wedding. And our next post is titled, "My husband, male 26, came out to me, female 25, as a femboy, and I don't know how to react to it." My husband started getting into femboy porn around 5 months ago. Although I thought that it was a little strange, I didn't think much of it. But then 3 months ago, he came out to me as a femboy. He started saying that he was embracing his feminine side by wearing thigh-highs, a skirt, and acting all shy and doing baby talk, and talking like this. Oh god, that's gonna be $5 for that one, thanks. I find this a bit dehumanizing that this is what he considers femininity. The biggest problem is, he does this around our 2 children, ages 4 and 6. I told him that I don't feel it is very appropriate to act this way around our kids, but he says, in these words, It's my true self. You're just being judgmental to gender non-conforming people, which is so outdated. He also tells me that it's good to learn from Dad that they can be who they want to be. It becomes embarrassing. He does this when we go to family outings, in front of my parents and my friends. I've become the laughingstock of my family and friends. I don't know how to deal with who my husband has become. I can't even bring my husband into restaurants anymore for dates because he always asks them for the kids' menu, and when they tell him that he's too old, he throws a temper tantrum. I don't know if something is bothering him and his outlet is dressing up as a femboy and talking like a baby, but I can no longer deal with it, and I am really starting to consider divorcing him. I don't have my license because I have epilepsy, so my husband goes to pick the kids up from school every day, and both school faculty and students make fun of my kids for the way their father dresses. I have had parents tell me that it's not appropriate to be having your husband pick up your kids from an elementary school in that kind of clothing, which I'm aware of, but I live 20 minutes away from the school, and I do not want my kids to be walking that long in the winter. I don't want to hurt him, as I still love him dearly, and leaving him would hurt me as well, but I can no longer stand my kids getting made fun of, or myself. Does anyone have any advice as to what I should do? In the comments, it is okay to divorce the person who you used to love and respect if they become someone who you don't love and respect anymore, and it's better to do so before you start resenting them. OP replies, "Thank you. You're right. Your partner is taking his fetishes outside the bedroom and is forcing others to participate. He may enjoy the humiliation or exhibitionism of acting like that in public. Wanting to play around in the bedroom is one thing, but what he's doing is forcing non-consenting people in public to participate in his fantasy. He's also bringing his fantasy life in front of his children, and that is not okay. And even if he's trans or non-binary, trans people still have to follow the norms of society in public. Trans women can't wear bikinis to parent-teacher conferences or throw tantrums in restaurants. Trans women and non-binary people still dress for occasions and follow etiquette. I'm going through something similar with my husband. It's been difficult and heartbreaking because it didn't end with them identifying themselves and their sexuality for me. My husband ended up feeling unsatisfied with my lack of attraction to his sexuality. I wasn't comfortable reenacting the sexual play that he was coercing me into, and I refused to partake. I offered separation or opening up the marriage, which was against my beliefs, multiple times because of sexual incompatibilities, which he refused countless times. He ended up disrespecting the boundaries of our relationship by gaslighting and emotionally cheating, by sexting multiple other men and women without physically cheating. I haven't dealt with my husband forcing exposure on our kids, friends, or family though. My husband is currently in therapy, but we're also separated until there is seen improvement. My only concern is that he resolves his deep-rooted issues to be a better father to our kids. If your husband's actions are causing emotional issues for you and your kids, you need to have a serious talk about going to therapy. If he is unwilling to resolve your relationship, then discuss separation if you're against an open marriage or divorce. I don't think leaving with unresolved communication and mutual respect issues will help with co-parenting. You should consider therapy for your health too. You are going through a lot right now, and you need help and emotional support through this. And now, on to the update. To start off, I want to thank everyone for the advice and show of concern for both me and my kids. It has definitely been a bit overwhelming since I didn't expect this much attention to it, but again, thank you. I had a talk with my husband 2 days after writing the post, and I told him point blank that he needs to act like a grown man outside of the house and not act the way he does, or I will be divorcing him and taking my kids with me. I got the divorce papers, we both signed, and I have submitted it to the courthouse. I know I'm going to have to get a lawyer to be able to keep my kids, but I'm just glad that this is coming to an end. To clarify, I do not want anything from him but my kids. I do not want money, the house, or even child support. My parents have already told me that it's okay for us to move in, and they will help us with needs until this is all figured out. I will try to keep you guys updated as much as I possibly can. In the comments, as a child of acrimoniously divorced parents, I'd ask you to reconsider your stance on child support. My mum didn't fight for it because she was exhausted and heartbroken, understandable, and we never really recovered financially. It's also not fair to you or the kids. He'll be living only for himself, while you have to take care of all of you on your own. I'm sorry that it came to this, OP, but I'm glad you have a support in your parents, and I'm sure you'll be able to rebuild in less time than you think. I agree with this. As a man myself, I grew up as the eldest of 4 children of divorced parents, and I saw firsthand how having to be the only parent that took care of the children financially took its toll on my mother, while my father, who never once lifted a finger to help, let alone offer any financial support for his own children. All while all he did was go on trips, cruises, take vacations, etc. He pretty much just enjoyed his life with his flavor of the month girls. Don't let him off the hook from what is also his responsibility as a parent as well. And yes, that very much includes financial responsibility for those kids. Remember, he had a hand in having them too. No fetishes performed around people that can't or haven't consented, especially kids. Just no. Good on OP for protecting her kids and others around her. I'm still marveling at the blatant disregard that he showed by exposing his kink to an elementary school. I think OP is lucky they didn't call the cops personally. I'd be willing to bet that the school contacted CPS just to have it on file in case something happened in the future. If I were picking up my kids at elementary school and there was a man in a skirt, it would be fine. Good opportunity to talk about self-expression. If he was clearly doing age play by acting like an exaggerated wee baby, I would lose my goddamned mind. The school board is going to hear about it. The teachers are going to hear about it. The other parents are going to hear about it. I respect the fact that kink has a place in people's lives, but forcing your kink onto other people, children, makes you a pervert. And that's where I'm going to end today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.